Well, Ovigwe Eguegu is a policy advisor at the Development Reimagined, and he joins us live from Ankara. Welcome to the programme. Tell us, why is France being told to leave Burkina Faso, and it's just got 1 month to do so?
Yeah, thank you for having me. So there are long-term issues, and then, of course, there are the immediate ones. So long-term, for a long time, France has been present in the Sahel, in countries like Burkina Faso, Mali, contributing to counter-terrorism efforts under a framework called G5 Sahel. But what we've seen so far is very little impact on the ground, and that has really caused a lot of disappointment for regional countries because their territories and their citizens are the ones suffering from this attack. Burkina Faso in particular is not in control of 40% of its territory, despite all of these French presence. About 5,000 we had under Operation Barkhane that has ended, and Burkina Faso wants to take more matters into its control. So some of the immediate problems that Burkina Faso is having with France would be with the government. The junta did report that their undeclared French flights in the territory, the French do not comply with flight regulations. And then, in fact, it was so problematic that they even launched an investigation sometime late last year to actually ascertain if there's a form of sabotage. And so far, the government is coming out with this declaration, and I think it remains to be seen how they're going to pursue their diplomatic relationship with France.
Indeed. And give us a sense of what the Sahel region looks like now, in terms of course, the militant group presence after years of military or French operations there in the region from 2014 to last year.
So if you look at the Sahel in the West African region, you would find that there are several hotspots. So in the Lake Chad portion, where you have Nigeria, Chad, Niger, you have Boko Haram being very problematic, causing regional destabilization in that part. And then there's the tri-border area where you have Burkina Faso bordering Mali and Niger. And that's called the Tillabéri region. Also another hotspot where you have Islamic State West Africa province. And also in the Maghreb part of the Sahel, we have Al-Qaeda in the Islamic Maghreb. So from end to end, the Sahel is facing real serious security crisis. And for several years, France has led this G5 Sahel task force to try to counter the terror threat, but has not really been able to find success on the ground. So even though a lot of people are calling this response from African governments as due to French influence, in reality, it's because of the failure of the French leadership regarding solution in Sahel.
Okay, so you say it is due to the failure of the French leadership. And so Russia then has a military presence in the Sahel. What will this be now going forward, now that France will be leaving for Russia's presence there?
Yes, there is the good side to it, and also there's also a very tricky part to it as well. So, for instance, from the good end, you see governments are saying that they are able to carry out more effective operations because they are not unhinged by several of the constraints and cooperation mechanisms that the French put in place. So they're able to deploy faster. So that's the Burkina Faso forces are reporting, the Malian forces are reporting. But at the same time, we're seeing reports about...
just to be clear, who can deploy faster? Russia can deploy faster than France?
Of course, yes, faster than France. And of course, the supply of weapons also very, very much immediate as well. So these are some of the benefits that they are reporting with regards to cooperation with Russia. However, it is very important to also understand that Russia cannot really fill the void in the West African region because the problems are really, really deep and to require a lot more commitment from Russia, which it doesn't seem possible at this moment in time, considering other issues like Ukraine. So I think West African countries will need to look to other partners for weaponry and other aspects to the security sector reforms that they need to address this problem.
Thank you so much for speaking to us today. Ovigwe Eguegu, thank you, a policy advisor at Development Reimagined. Appreciate your time and thoughts on this subject. Thank you.